Hello everyone, I'm Anas Al-Ubaidi, and the topic or the title for this lecture or session is Participant Retention Strategies in Clinical Trials. And of course, it's part of the chapter that is about ensuring participant safety and ethical integrity. And this lecture is part of the Advanced ICH Good Clinical Practice Certification course program by CCRPS. Introduction. Effective participant retention is a critical factor for the success of clinical trials. High retention rates ensure that the trial maintains statistical power, minimizes bias, and delivers reliable data because we will be having a big sample size. The bigger the sample size we have for the clinical trial, then we will be able to maintain the statistical power and minimizes as much as possible the bias and errors and delivers reliable data. This advanced lecture will focus on strategies to enhance participant retention in clinical trials by understanding the factors that influence retention and implementing tailored strategies. Clinical trial professionals can improve engagement and compliance. Key points. We'll start with the importance of participant retention. High participant retention is essential for the integrity of a clinical trial. Poor retention leads to maintaining retention or keeping the participant or the subject retention, meaning we'll have bigger sample size for the trial, and will keep, and also means keeping the ongoing subjects or participants that we already have within the clinical trials. And by doing so, again, we'll be reducing or decreasing the bias, we'll be keeping the statistical power, and will keep and maintain the data reliability of the data of the research outcomes. Now, poor retention leads to increased bias. The exact opposite. Increasing in the bias, dropouts or lost data can skew results and compromise the integrity of the trial. Statistical power loss, missing data reduces the statistical power of the study, potentially invalidating the results. Ethical issues. Participants who drop out may face unnecessary risks or may not benefit from the trial. So, the idea by maintaining the participant or subject retention, keeping the subjects or the participants that we have already within the clinical trial, and by doing so, we might also increase the probability or the possibility of increasing the sample size, the participant size within the trial in order to reach out the cap, the max that is allowed within the clinical trials, within a particular clinical trial. Example, and by doing so, we'll be keeping the reduction in the bias and the most possible perfect or acceptable statistical power. Now, example, in a cardiovascular study, if participants with adverse reactions drop out, the final results may mispresent the safety profile of the medication. And here's a diagram on the ripple effects of participant dropout. Another key point here, common challenges in participant retention. Now, clinical trials often face challenges that make retaining participants difficult. Time commitment, the need for multiple visits, long durations, or frequent tests can burden participants. Adverse effects here, participants may withdraw due to side effects, particularly in trials involving experimental drugs. Inconvenient locations, trials that require participants to travel long distances or attend frequent appointments often see higher dropout rates. Lack of motivation, some participants or subjects may not fully understand the benefits of staying in the trial or may lose interest over time. So the common challenges, again, time commitment, adverse effects, inconvenient locations, and lack of motivation. Example, in a trial for a chronic condition, a participant might drop out after experiencing mild side effects, but not enough benefit to continue their participation. And here is a diagram on how to address participant retention challenges. Another key point here, key strategies for enhancing retention. Clear communication. Pre-trial education provide detailed information about the study, its procedures, and the participants' role. This helps set realistic expectations, continuous updates, keep participants informed about the study's progress, any new findings or changes to protocols. And here is a diagram on how to enhance participant retention in clinical trials. Regular check-ins implement phone calls or emails to ensure participants feel supported throughout the study. Example, a cancer trial might offer participants regular updates about the study's progress and reassure them that their participation is vital for advancing treatments. Addressing participant concerns, managing expectations, ensure participants are aware of potential side effects and that the trial may involve uncertainties. Psychosocial support, offer counseling or peer support groups, especially for trials involving serious or chronic diseases. Providing compensation, offer fair compensation for time and travel, ensuring it doesn't serve as undue inducement or inducement. Example, a trial for antidepressant medication may offer emotional support through counseling to participants who might experience mood changes. Flexibility and convenience. Appointment scheduling. Offer flexible hours and location options for participant visits. This can include weekend or evening visits or offering remote participation. Telemedicine. Travel assistance provide transportation or reimburse travel expenses to minimize logistical burdens. Home visits or telemedicine allow participants to complete follow-ups from their homes if possible. Example, for participants in rural areas, a trial might offer transportation assistance or allow follow-up appointments to occur via telemedicine. Incentives and rewards. Non-monetary incentives provide small tokens of appreciation, such as gift cards or certificates for participation. Completion incentives offer rewards for completing a certain number of visits or staying in the trial through to its conclusion. Group incentives offer rewards to participants when retention goals for the entire group are met. Example, a trial on diabetes management may offer participants a health-related incentive, like a fitness tracker for completing the study. Participant engagement and empowerment. Involvement in study design. Engage participants in the study design by collecting feedback about the process. Sense of purpose emphasize the importance of their participation in advancing medical knowledge, which can boost their sense of involvement. Personalized communication. Tailor communication to the individual needs and preferences of participants. Example, in a pediatric vaccine trial, parents may feel more committed to the study when they understand the importance of their child's involvement in advancing vaccine research. Monitoring and tracking retention. Here is another key point about monitoring and tracking retention. Implementing a tracking system to monitor retention rates allows early identification of trends or potential issues. Some key points include real-time data, monitor dropouts or missed visits in real time to implement corrective actions quickly. Participant feedback, regular surveys to gauge satisfaction and identify potential barriers to retention. Example, in a longitudinal study on Alzheimer's, feedback from participants about the difficulty of follow-up visits can inform the trial management team to adjust visit schedules. Another key point, ethical considerations and best practices. Retention strategies should always respect the participants' autonomy and ensure that no undue pressure is applied. Ethical considerations include informed consent. Ensure participants understand that they can withdraw from the study at any time without penalty. Respecting privacy, ensure confidentiality and private reassurance that personal information will remain protected. Transparency, clearly communicate risks, benefits, and the voluntary nature of participation. Example, in a study involving a new drug, the research team should remind participants that they can leave at any time without affecting their relationship with the institution or physician. Summary tables. Here we have a table on common challenges in participant retention, table on strategies for enhancing retention, table on ethical considerations in retention, table on monitoring and tracking retention, and table on example retention challenges and solutions. MCQs, multiple choice questions, in order to revise what we have covered through this lecture. Question 1. Which strategy is most effective in maintaining participant engagement over the course of a clinical trial? The best answer from the choices there would be B, providing clear communication about the trial's purpose, as regular communication helps participants understand the importance of their involvement and increases their commitment to the trial. Question 2. What is a key challenge in retaining participants in clinical trials for chronic conditions? Best answer would be B, the trial duration and frequent visits can lead to participant fatigue. Chronic condition trials often require long-term participation, which can lead to fatigue and reduced retention rates. Question 3. Which of the following is an ethical consideration when retaining participants in a clinical trials? Also, the best answer here would be B, ensuring that participation is voluntary and withdrawal is possible at any time. As ethical trials must respect the participants' autonomy, ensuring that they are free to leave without consequences. Question 4. Which retention strategy is most likely to be successful in trials involving participants from diverse geographical locations? Answer would be B, the most appropriate answer, providing transportation assistance and telemedicine options. As for geographically dispersed participants, reducing travel barriers with transportation assistance or remote visits ensures higher retention. Question 5. How can participant feedback improve retention in clinical trials? The best answer would be B, by adjusting trial protocols based on participant preferences, as regular feedback allows the trial team to identify barriers and modify protocols to meet participants' needs, improving retention. And here we come to the end of this lecture. Thank you very much and goodbye.